has had a negative impact on most businesses, and we have been trying our best to get back to levels where we can sustain our business and continue to grow it just like the pre-COVID times. And during such tough times, when you receive an email from a dealer based outside of India who wants to do business with you, it seems like a stroke of good luck. To know whether you should accept his proposal and do business with him or not, watch this video till the end. Hi there, Namaste. I am Harshvardhan Dawar and welcome to our series Money Frauds, wherein we discuss the various ways in which you can be scammed of your hard-earned money. Today we'll talk about a non-discrete email wherein a dealer based out of India gets in touch with you, asking you that he would like to do business with you and whether you are interested in doing business with him or not. Let's see how this gets started. I received an email from a certain David Orton saying that he would like to do business with me. So I replied to him saying that yes, I would be interested in doing business with you. Please advise on what kind of business you would want to do. And that's when the story starts playing out. He tells me that he works for a multinational pharmaceutical company that produces vaccine, tablets, etc. in the UK and US. And they need a unique raw material which is called Ori liquid, which he says is available only in India and in Fiji, but it is the cheapest in India. So India is the best place to procure the raw material. He himself is an employee of the company, the MNC, which he says he works for. And the scheme he's offering me is that I should act as the local dealer and purchase the goods from India and in turn sell it to the company. So what happens is, I am the middleman. There is somebody in India who produced this so-called product by name Ori Liquid. I need to purchase it from the local company and in turn sell it to this MNC company of which David Orton is a part of, right? The reason he's offering me this is because he has this personal interest that whatever profit I make as an individual, I can then share it with Mr. David Norton. And mind you, he's not Mr. He's a Dr. David Norton. Why? Because he works for a pharmaceutical company. So the role is that I act as a middleman, generate profits out of the deal and share it with him. I ask him and he concludes the mail asking whether I would be interested. I show him my interest and that's when he gives me the details of what the deal would look like. He says that this particular product by name Ori Liquid is available in India for about 80,000 rupees or 1070 USD per liter. And his company is ready to buy it for 240,000 INR or 3,200 USD. So that's almost 3 times my purchasing cost. So I were to purchase it from a local person here and I will sell it to the MNC company for 240,000 INR. And he expects that I do a split of the profit with him and he will give me the contact of the local dealer here in India. And in a very nice way, through the mail, he asks me, what is the profit or percentage I would be willing to share with Mr. Norton since he's the one who's brought this opportunity to me, right? And he says very clearly that it's not illegal, it's a MNC, I should not be worried, etc. He asks me for my details like my name, address, age, etc. so that he can pass on my details to the company and then somebody from the company would get in touch with me directly. So you see the entire transaction appears like a very non-discrete transaction wherein I am being put forward as the local Indian dealer who is selling the product to their company at 240,000 INR. And there would be the purchasing manager from the MNC company who would approach me. So he asked me for my details so that I can pass it on to him and he can in turn pass on those details to his parent MNC company. Wanting to do business with him, I go ahead and share with him all my details. I propose that why don't we do a 50-50 profit share on the deal he's offered. So now here comes the catch. He replies to me saying that let's not do a 50-50 share, let's do a 70-30 wherein he offers me 70% and he decides to keep only 30%. Why? Because he says that I will have to finance the transaction. So the thing is that I need to procure the raw materials, the Ori liquid from the local company in India here, and eventually the MNC company would buy it out from me. And he gives me all assurances that the MNC company would do a bank transfer and the purchasing manager for the MNC company would come down and physically meet me, inspect the liquid and then go ahead with the transaction. I don't have to be worried about anything. So he gives me the connect of a local Indian company by name S Herbs Enterprises, who supposedly manufactures the liquid, and I should get in touch with them and ask them how much stock do they have and whether they are ready to sell the product to me or not. While I reach out to the Indian company asking them about the availability of the product, I also try to act like a good businessman and ask Mr. David that if he expects me to finance the product, what will be the approximate size of the order. So he replies to me saying that they would be needing anywhere between 500 to 5,000 liters of the product. You see, this again is a red sign. The company needs the material ranging from 500 to 5,000 liters. So that's like a huge range to work with, right? But anyways, I keep that in mind. Okay, that is so I start calculating my profits, right? 500 liters into how much I make per liter. Before that pyramid falls and crashes, I receive an email from the local Indian company. It is from a Mrs. Sunita Sharma. She says that they have the liquid available at 80 to 350 INR per liter and they're ready to offer at a discount of 80,000. If I want a sample of 1 liter, I can make the full payment of 80,000 to their bank account. And once it reflects in our account, they would make arrangement for shipping the product to me. And like any real enterprise, she puts in the terms and conditions of the purchase of the product, wherein that if it is defective or if it does not pass the quality test which is required for any pharma product, I can go ahead and return the product to them. If you read through, these terms and conditions are pretty naive. It is written by somebody who has never done any business. So that again should be another red flag for you, that why such naive terms and conditions. And the location of the office of S Herbs Enterprise is mentioned as East Sikkim, right? And she says that if you want to go ahead, please let me know how much product you need and I will share with you the bank details. I write to them telling that, can you please share the technical details of the product and whether it is approved by DCGA in India or by FDA in the US, since this product needs to be sold to a US pharma company. That is when I get a very interesting reply from her saying that due to influx of counterfeit medicine in the market, documents related to our product are strictly prohibited to be sent via email. I hope you understand this. This is like really funny because I'm being asked, not being shared any details of the product, and I am expected to place an order, right? While Mrs. Sunita Sharma refused to share details of the product, saying that they were highly confidential, I received a parallel email from a certain Dr. Edward Lee from a pharma company by name Proficient Life Pharma, saying that they're looking for a certain product and they would like to order a minimum of 250 to 300 liters as the first order, and whether I have it in stock or no. So you see, this is a pretty well crafted scheme. Like most of these schemes, we have a Mr. David Norton who's acting like somebody who's got me the opportunity. You have a Mrs. Sunita Sharma who is going to sell the product to me, and now the loop closes with a Dr. Edward asking me for how much I can supply to him, and that kind of completes the loop. And they actually, if you go and check out their website, there is actually an active website of Proficient Life Pharma which has a lot of these web pages which portrays them as the actual pharmaceutical company. Okay, with the triangle complete, with the buyer, the seller and the middleman all in place, it seems very natural that you should go ahead and complete the transaction. But obviously the catch here is there were so many red flags all along. I asked Mrs. Sunita Sharma to share details of the product as required by CDSCO in India, and obviously I don't hear from her again. There is no product that exists. There is no David Norton that exists. There is no Dr. Edward Lee that exists. They ask you for small sums of money. The moment the money is transferred to their bank account, there is no more communication and your money is gone forever. That is why whenever you do business with unknown people, you need to ensure you have your checks and controls in places. Again, just stick to using your common sense that, is this actually a viable deal? Why is it that I get to earn 3 times of the raw materials when the company can directly contact the dealer? It seems very nice that there's a middleman and I need to do a profit share. As long as I don't have to finance the deal, I would have done it for Dr. David Norton. But the moment he says that I need to finance the deal, I know where the catch is. The moment I transfer the sample amount, I'm never going to see that money ever again. So you see, this scheme, like many other schemes which we've discussed, which we will discuss in this series, It doesn't meet the basic investment rule of low risk, low returns, high risk, high returns. Here, it seems that my risk is very little. I just need to pay 80 grand per liter, and in return, I will get to earn 240,000 per liter of the product that I sell. If you have been a victim of any such schemes, or if you have been approached by any such people, do write to us in our comments below, or email us at iplan@wealthcafe.in, and we will be happy to discuss of whether it is a fraudulent scheme or not, or what are the red flags which you need to be aware of. Till then, do like, share and subscribe our channel for freshly brewed content from Wealth Cafe every Wednesday and Saturday. And don't forget to save hard and invest smart.